Merlin saw the end of Camelot, a fortress of hope built on shifting sands. He saw the betrayal, the whispers in the dark. He saw Mordred's cold eyes. But one prophecy, one shadow he couldn't show Arthur, he took with him to the grave. The year is long past the fall. The ruins of Camelot stand like broken teeth against a gray sky. An old man, his robes the color of ash, walks among the rubble. He is not Merlin. He is Alara, the last apprentice, bound by an ancient vow. He seeks not a relic, but a truth. He stops before a shattered cornerstone. The stone trembles, not from age, but from a power beneath. The air thickens, charged with forgotten magic. Alara kneels, placing a hand on the cold rock. "Master," he whispers, "the seal is weak. The truth, it wants to surface." A hidden seam, invisible to the untrained eye, glows with an ethereal light. Alara touches the light, and a vision strikes him, not of glory, not of victory, but of Merlin, his eyes wide with a terror Arthur never saw. Merlin is standing in a cavern. Behind him, a massive, skeletal dragon sleeps, its ribcage a cage of forgotten power. The air is still, heavy with 1,000 years of dust. Merlin looks not at the dragon, but at a stained glass window depicting Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. Except in the vision, the sword is not Excalibur. It is broken, and the hand holding it is not Arthur's. Merlin turns to the viewer, his voice a disembodied echo. The sword is a lie, the king a vessel. But the true power, the true legacy, is not forged in steel. It is born of sorrow. The image shatters. Alara stumbles back, gasping for air. The vision wasn't a prophecy of Camelot's fall. It was the key to its true purpose. The dragon, the broken sword, the sorrow. It all points to one thing. The last great enemy wasn't Mordred. It was the legacy itself. The vision fades, but the dread remains. The shattered stone in Alara's hand is just a shard now, its glow extinguished. He knows where to go. The Great Archive, a place where Merlin stored not scrolls, but shadows. Secrets bound by magic, not ink. The library is a ruin, a skeleton of stone and fallen arches. But the magic still hums. Alara steps inside. Dust motes dance in a single, ethereal sunbeam, and the air smells of old parchment and forgotten power. The shelves are empty, not by time, but by a curse. Seek, not the word, but the intent. A voice whispers in his mind. It's a memory, a fragment of Merlin's final lesson. Alara closes his eyes. He must see with the mind's eye, not the mortal one. He places his hand on a collapsed stone column. He feels the vibrations, the echoes of a spell. The dust motes begin to swirl, forming a vortex. A single beam of light pierces the center, illuminating a section of the wall that was not there before. A secret compartment, sealed with a final, desperate enchantment. He recognizes the pattern. It's Merlin's handiwork, a lock that opens only to those who understand sorrow. He touches the stone. Tears well in his eyes, a memory of his own loss. The death of his master. The fall of Camelot. The stone glows. The hidden door slides open without a sound. Inside, there is no scroll, no book. Just a single, petrified tear, glowing with a faint inner light. He reaches for the tear. But what he doesn't see is the reflection in its polished surface. A figure stands behind him, cloaked in shadow, holding a dagger. A figure that has followed him since the moment he touched the cornerstone. The shadow lunges, but not for Alara. It is a desperate, frantic movement. The blade slices the air, a whisper of steel. It is aiming not for him, but for the tear. Alara, in a flash of instinct, snatches the glowing relic from its pedestal. The cloaked figure stops. Its head turns slowly. Its eyes, they burn with a cold, blue fire. This is not a man. It is a guardian, a servant of the oath. The sorrow, a hollow voice echoes, is not for you. A single word from the guardian. A word of power. A wave of force slams into Alara. He is thrown against a crumbling wall. The impact steals his breath. The tear flies from his grasp, tumbling through the air. The relic falls onto a shattered shield. The crest, though faded by time, is unmistakable. The royal lion of Camelot. And as the tear touches the shield, a new vision erupts. Not of Merlin, not of prophecies, but of Arthur. The image is of a king, standing alone on a battlefield, armor scarred, face streaked with dust. The battlefield is silent. He is not bleeding from a wound. He is bleeding from his soul. His hands tremble. He holds not Excalibur, but a broken hilt. He stares at the fragments, his face contorted in agony. The vision shifts. Arthur is not on the battlefield. He is in his throne room. The round table is not broken, but empty. He is speaking to a single vacant chair. "I did it for them," he says, "for my people. But the sword, the magic, it was never mine to begin with." The tear's light fades. The vision is gone. The guardian stands over Alara, its blade held high. But the wizard understands now. The sorrow was Arthur's. The king's greatest pain was not defeat, but the truth that he was merely a vessel for a greater, forgotten power. And that power was the true legacy. The guardian's blade glints. A final, inevitable end. But Alara knows something now. He knows the sorrow. And sorrow, Merlin taught him, is the language of ancient magic. He does not fight. He speaks. The king was a lie. The true power was his people's grief. The words are a key. The guardian hesitates. Its cold, blue eyes flicker. The blade lowers just an inch. Alara uses this moment not to escape, but to act. He lunges not at the guardian, but at a stone archway. A final act of desperation. The ancient stones groan, a protest against being disturbed. The ceiling begins to give way, dust and small rocks raining down. Alara has no time. He must find the next clue, the key to the legacy. He touches the very heart of the crumbling arch, and a new vision erupts. This time, he is not seeing Merlin. He is not seeing Arthur. He is seeing Mordred, not as the traitor of history, but as a child alone in the courtyard, watching a night train with a sword. Mordred's face is a mask of pure admiration and longing. The vision shifts. The boy is older. He stands before a grand tapestry depicting the Round Table. His eyes are fixed not on Arthur's place, but on a vacant seat next to Sir Lancelot. A seat made for him. "You are not of this world," a voice whispers from the shadows. It is Morgana. Her face is soft, filled with a twisted, motherly love. "You were born of magic and a king's fear, not of his blood, not of his love. You were never meant to be a knight." Mordred turns to her, his face a mix of pain and understanding. The tapestry behind him rips, and the Round Table is no longer whole. It is a mosaic of fragmented lives. Mordred looks at his hands. He is not holding a sword. He is holding a piece of a shattered mirror. And in the reflection, he sees not a boy, but a king. The vision of Mordred fades. Alara stumbles back, his mind reeling. He understands now. Mordred wasn't the traitor. He was the consequence. A king's fear created the very monster meant to destroy him. But the guardian is still there, its blade raised. It seems to have a new purpose now. It wants the tear back. And Alara has nothing left to give. The guardian lowers its hand. The hum grows louder. It is not attacking. It is communicating. The stone archway behind Alara pulses with a strange light. The guardian is trying to show him something else. The final piece of the puzzle. Alara, out of options, places his hand on the glowing stone. A vision of Arthur returns. But this is not the King of Sorrow. This is the King of Rage. He stands in his chamber, surrounded by shattered objects, his face a mask of fury. A single scroll lies unburned at his feet. The scroll contains a secret that only Merlin and Arthur know. The truth about Mordred's lineage. My son is not my son. He is a lie, a stain upon my bloodline. The vision shifts again. Arthur is kneeling. His hands are tied. He is not in a dungeon, but in a pristine, beautiful garden. Morgana stands before him. She is not filled with hate, but with pity. You built a kingdom on a lie, brother. The sword was a gift to a weak man. The magic, a burden you were never meant to carry. She smiles, a heartbreaking, gentle smile. And so I give you your freedom, not by death, but by a truth too heavy to bear. The light from the stone dims. Alara collapses, gasping for air. The guardian looks down at him, its blade lowered for good. It has what it wanted. The story is complete. The legacy isn't about blood or steel. It's about a chain of lies and sorrows. But the final piece of the legacy is still missing. And Alara knows exactly where to look next. Alara's mind reels with the final vision. Lancelot, the boy, Mordred, the true legacy, not of kingship, but of healing. A new round table built on silence and a forgotten oath. Alara knows where to find the last piece. Not in a tomb, not in a vault, but in a place where all secrets eventually return. Water. He travels to the silent lake, the place from his final vision. The air is still. The water is a perfect mirror, reflecting the gray sky. He holds the petrified tear in his hand. It is his to keep. The guardian is gone. Its task is complete. Alara steps to the water's edge. He whispers the words from the prophecy. The sword is a lie, the king a vessel. He doesn't throw the tear into the water. Instead, he places it on a small, perfectly round stone on the bank. As it touches the stone, the water ripples. Not from a stone, but from a power beneath. The ripples create a perfect circle, a round table made of pure light. From the center of the light, an ethereal figure rises. Not a king, not a knight, but a child. The child from Merlin's vision. Mordred, but his eyes are clear, not filled with pain. He looks at Alara with an ancient wisdom. The legacy the boy's voice echoes is not the sword. It is the peace the sword could never bring. The water begins to swirl faster. The light intensifies. A second figure rises. This one is Lancelot, his face serene. He holds not a sword, but a withered rose. He offers it to the boy. Mordred takes the rose. It doesn't wither in his hands. It blossoms. A single, perfect, white rose, glowing with inner light. And with the rose comes the final piece of the prophecy. A new vision of a kingdom of glass. A new Camelot. A stained glass realm where the past is not forgotten, but reimagined. The light from the lake fades, leaving Alara alone with the silent water. The vision is complete. The legacy revealed. It is not of steel and power, but of sorrow and a promise. The prophecy that Merlin hid was not of Camelot's fall. It was of its rebirth. A realm of glass, built on a foundation of forgiveness. But a new question hangs in the air. A question so simple, it is terrifying. If the legacy is not a secret, but a key, who is it meant to unlock? Alara turns. A figure stands on the opposite bank. It is the guardian, but its armor is no longer shadowed. It is made of polished glass, reflecting the light from the sky. And its face is not a mask of cold fire. It is a face of a man. A face Alara has seen before. A face from the vision. Sir Lancelot, but with eyes of pure white light. The guardian Lancelot speaks. His voice is not a cold echo, but a warm, weary whisper. You found it, the final realm, the peace we sought. He holds up his gauntlet. It glows. Now, the oath must be fulfilled. The one who has the purest heart must take the final step. He gestures to the glowing, perfect white rose Alara holds. Alara looks at the rose, then at Lancelot. He has the key, but who is the lock? The vision of the boy Mordred returns. The one who is destined to heal, not to betray. But then a new vision flickers. A darker one. The boy's face, twisted with the same rage Arthur knew. The guardian Lancelot's gauntlet. It is not offering a handshake. It is offering a hand for battle. The legacy belongs to the one who can master their sorrow, the guardian whispers. But what if the sorrow is a curse? The rose in Alara's hand begins to tremble. It's not a vision. It's a choice. The legacy isn't meant for a king. It's meant for a vessel. And Alara, the last apprentice, is that vessel.